And we are back in the beautiful Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador Medical School right here in St. John's, Newfoundland at a hackathon. Yeah, the creative juices are really flowing here with the Bounce Health Network, and there's people in the room and they're solving problems for rural Newfoundland and Labrador. And I can tell you, Gale Force Winds is certainly happy to be in the conversation with some of the people right now. Shirley, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Shirley. I am originally from Change Islands.
So where's Change Island, Shirley?
It's close to Fogo. You have to go on a ferry to go there. Yeah.
It's a lot more beautiful than St. John's, that's for sure.
So Change Island, how did you find yourself in St. John's?
Well, I left Change Islands when I was 15. I haven't lived there for a number of years.
Yeah.
I was working in Gander, and I wanted to find a job where I had a turnaround, where I could work on something that was very important to me.
Yeah.
And I applied for a offshore position, and then within a few weeks I had an interview and I was accepted to do the training, and I moved in here. And long story short, I've been working offshore ever since.
So Shirley, you said that you wanted to work on something that was really important to you. We're going to get to that in a second. We're going to talk all about that. But what offshore vessel are you working on right now?
I am working on the MV Asterix.
Okay, so it's a really funny situation because Jerry and I were just on board Asterix and interviewed all of your crewmates. So that's a fantastic ship, and those are fantastic people, and you guys are doing fantastic work for our country. You're serving our country. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel proud. It's not like sometimes I feel like that my job is kind of minimum, but what we do is important, and I enjoy it very much. And I've had a chance to pretty much travel, not the world, but I've seen a lot of different places because of this job.
Tell me about the places you've been.
I have been to Australia twice, Hawaii twice, Vietnam, Guam twice, Dubai, Oman, Japan. Oh my gosh, there's been a lot of places, and that doesn't cover them all. I love Japan and I love Australia.
Really?
Yeah.
What about those places?
It's just something about it, like Japan especially, it's so tranquil. Like I love, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just nice. It's really, really nice. Like we visited Buddha temples, and it's just something about it, their culture.
When you left Change Island at the age of 15, did you ever think you'd be traveling like that?
No, actually not.
No? So now you chose this job on a wonderful ship doing wonderful work for Canada, and to give you some time, right? You wanted that flexibility because you had something special you were working on.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, it's over 15 years I've been working on a product. The name of the product is Ealing Puzzles, and I've been working on it for over a decade, and I've had lots of obstacles to overcome. And recently I attracted an amazing team of people. The product is a counseling tool to be used by professional counselors in schools and private practice. It's to help with anxiety, for bullying, but now like we call it words that hurt. And it's for depression, for different addictions. It's to open the line of communication between the client and the counselor. And the app also has features that is good and beneficial to the counselor for tracking and for data input and everything like that.
What was your inspiration for this incredible product?
I came up with it over 15 years ago when I had a child in my life that was going through a lot of trauma due to the mom and dad not getting along well. And my ex-husband and I, we maintained a family unit for all those years, even though we were not together. So my ex-husband could come in, we would sit and have a coffee, we would discuss our children's week. We were always on the same page, and even now with grandchildren, we're still on the same page. And this young child could see the difference and asked why that his dad had to remain in the driveway when my children's father could come inside. And I said, well, I do not know. Every family's got different rules. So I went to see a counselor to see if there was anything that I could do to help the child, and I had no rights. So I was told, no, like, we cannot discuss it with you, you have no rights. So I was very upset, and I thought about it, and I said, like, something should be done for children to open a line of communication so that they know that it's not their issue, that mom and dad are not together, but it's not your fault.
Wow.
I said, I'm going to...
So yeah, I came up with something, and then I doubted myself, and I said, like, who am I to do this, because I am not a counselor.
Right.
So I took it and I was going to burn it, but before I threw it in the fireplace, it was like something stopped me, and I put it back on my desk. And about 2 or 3 weeks later, I sat down and I said, okay, if I can do this for one person or one issue, then I can do this for multiple issues. So I went on to do 26 other issues, right? Like, so I have it for anxiety, depression, moving on after the loss of a loved one. My second one was actually moving on after the loss of a loved one, because a really dear friend of ours lost his wife in childbirth at the time. And I knew that he would have a really difficult time to move on. So I did it up so that it was giving him permission from his wife that passed, giving him permission to move on, find someone that he could love, but also instill that she would have to keep her memory alive and love the children as if it was her own children.
Your product does a lot.
So,
Not only that, it derives from real life experiences, right?
Years.
So you're part of the Bounce Health Innovation Network, right? And these people are putting on the hackathon right now.
Yes, I partnered with Bounce a few months back. I had a Zoom with Chandra and I did my presentation, and she liked it, so I've partnered with her. Now, where I work offshore, I cannot be participating as much as people that live here in town, but I'm doing my best. And when I'm back on land, I will participate like I am now this weekend.
Jerry Crew, what do you think of this story?
I think about you, Shirley, going from wanting to burn your work to standing before us right now in the Munn Medical School, and I'm just very proud of you for what you're doing. You should be incredibly proud of yourself. This is why Alan and I are here. We started Gale Force Winds to get the stories like this out there. You are an inspiration. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I was not prepared for this today, but thank you so much.
We threw you into it, didn't we, Alan?
We threw her right into it, and I want to tell you this, Jerry. This is what success looks like in the moment. It's happening right before our eyes. Shirley, you're doing fantastic work with your product. You're doing fantastic work in the service of your country on board Motor Vessel Asterix. And I'm going to leave this conversation simply like this. The world needs more Shirley Snow. Thank you.
Thank you.